Hello everyone and welcome back to Big Dan's channel. I am, of course, as always, Big Dan, and today we're reviewing the Banshees of Inisherin. I think I've said that correctly. I have actually already seen a film with Colin, Farrell and Gleeson in it. In Bruges, excuse me, 2008 film with them both in. If you haven't seen it, excuse me. If you haven't seen it already, I recommend you go and watch it. It's very funny from what I remember. And this one is also quite funny, like on the same scale of that thing. What I like as well is that the thing manages to mix quite well, I'd say, being a drama and a comedy. Like, it's very good and it keeps you engaged all throughout. Because if you didn't know already, basically the plot of the thing is where there's two fellas played by Colin Farrell and Brendan Gleeson, who are basically lifelong friends, and one of them, Brendan Gleeson, it's never, you don't get shown why, but he just doesn't want to talk to Farrell's character anymore, and he doesn't give him a reason, and he ends up saying, from now on, every time you bother us, I'm going to cut one of my fingers off with a pair of shears I've got at home. And that's literally the film. Like, there's nothing really more to be said about the plot of it, but except for the fact that the whole time he keeps trying like different methods to get him to talk to him, and it keeps you on edge the entire time. Like, is he going to cut his fingers off because he's bothering him? And the thing, even though this thing sounds just not that interesting, the plot of it does keep you engaged till the very end. And because of that, I do think it just goes to show that a plot doesn't need to be complex for it to be good and engaging for an audience. Because, as I said, I was engaged for this thing the entire time. Like, there wasn't really any part of it where I was like, can we please just move on with this thing? And as I said, it's quite good at being comedic as well. Like, it's just some of the dumb stuff that gets said and whatnot. And yeah, there's a lot of swearing in it. There's a lot of swearing. It is a very sweary film, so I wouldn't like go see this thing with your mother or anything. But yeah, and as I said, doesn't just do well as a comedy. Like, the drama part of it is quite good as well. You know, the story. As I said, the story it's not complex at all, but it works. You know, so as always, I give a final verdict on these things because I don't have any negatives for it, but it isn't quite a masterpiece at the same time. I'd say I'm going to give it a 9. I won't spoil anything here, but the ending is quite open, but and feels closed at the same time. Is the only way I can put it. Like like if you feel like stuff's kind of been resolved, but it leaves you wondering what happened next. If that makes sense. Like, oh yes, the plot has basically been resolved, but I kind of want to know what happens after this. Is the simplest way I can put it. But yeah, if you have the chance to, at the time this thing's released, I absolutely recommend you go and see this one. It is very good. There was parts of this I just didn't see coming, and there was some emotional bits of it where I did tear up a little bit. Yes, Big Dan is just crying in cinemas now. Oh god. But but anyway, that's all, and I'm out. Peace.